You know those little black and white squares you see everywhere? We scan them for menus, for tickets, for just about everything. But have you ever stopped to think about the really clever systems they can unlock? Today, we're diving into the surprising power of a simple QR code. And our story starts in a place you'd probably never expect, a theme park.
So picture this, you're at a theme park, maybe on a haunted ride, and some guy in a costume jumps out and flash, a camera captures your terrified face. Amidst thousands of other people having the exact same experience, how in the world does that one photo find its way to your phone and nobody else's?
And this is a huge problem for these places. I mean, think about any big seasonal event like for Halloween or the holidays. The sheer volume of people and pictures creates a massive logistical headache.
We're not talking about a handful of photos here. We're talking thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of pictures. How do you possibly sort through all of that and make sure every single guest gets their own private memories without any embarrassing or creepy mix-ups?
Well, the answer, it turns out, is remarkably simple and pretty darn elegant. It's all about making the experience for the visitor completely seamless.
So here's how it works from your side. It's so smooth. The photographer snaps your picture and just hands you this little credit card-sized thing. You shove it in your pocket, forget about it, and then later on, maybe in the car on the way home, you pull it out, scan the code with your phone, and poof, there's your gallery. All your photos right there, ready to go. No searching, no typing, no passwords.
And the scale of this is just wow. For just one of these seasonal events, a park might order 10,000 of these little cards. That's 10,000 totally unique one-time use links to 10,000 private photo galleries. The system has to be rock solid, and most importantly, it has to be secure.
So how do they keep your goofy haunted house pictures private? Well, the secret isn't really in the QR code itself. It's in the data that's behind it.
The key to the whole thing is a concept called variable data, and it's simpler than it sounds. It just means that instead of numbering the cards in a sequence, 1, 2, 3, 4, each code is linked to a completely random, unique jumble of letters and numbers.
Okay, check this out, because this is where it gets really clever. If your card had the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 on it, you could probably guess that the person who went before you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could just type that into the website and bam, you're looking at a stranger's photos. But with a variable code like X9B4Z2, how could you ever guess the next one? There's no way, it's completely random. And that right there is the whole point. That randomness is what makes it secure. It makes your photo gallery completely private, because nobody can just stumble upon it by accident or by trying to guess the link. That random code creates a secure little gateway that only you have the key to.
But here's where this whole story takes a really fascinating turn. This exact same technology, perfected for something as fun as theme park photos, can be used in situations that are, well, a lot more critical.
So let's just take that core idea, a unique, unguessable link on a physical card, and see what happens when you apply it to a situation where the stakes are infinitely higher.
We start here, right in the fun, low-stakes world of theme parks, taking pictures of people being scared to death for a laugh. And now we pivot that technology to a situation that is literally about life and death.
So get this, a demolition company in Glasgow used this exact same system. They were taking down a huge building, so they gave every single resident a unique card, just like the theme park ones. Before the big boom, every single person had to be evacuated, and their card had to be scanned outside the danger zone. It was a completely foolproof way to make sure everyone was accounted for and safe, literally removing them from a potential cause of death.
So, what do theme park photos and building demolitions have in common? It sounds like a strange riddle, right? But the answer is this core principle. They both use an accountable gateway.
What this tech really creates is an accountable gateway. Think of it as a simple, reliable doorway, the QR code, that connects a physical object in your hand to a specific piece of digital information. And because you scan it instead of typing, there's no human error. You can't mistype a web address. You scan, and it just works. So let's just quickly recap why this is so powerful. First, it's accountable. The scan is error-proof. You scan, you go. Second, it's secure, thanks to that unguessable variable data. Third, it's dead simple. Anyone with a smartphone can use it. And finally, as we've just seen, it is unbelievably flexible, working for everything from selling photos to literally saving lives.
And that really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? When you think about this simple combination, a physical card with a secure, unguessable code, where else could it make our lives easier or even safer? You know, from making sure you get the right prescription at the pharmacy to tracking your luggage at the airport. What other everyday problems are just waiting for a simple, accountable gateway?